Hey, what's up guys, it's RGB3RGB2 here, and welcome back to a new video. Now today's video is another topic that isn't oversaturated, which is good news of course, and the topic of today is piracy, not privacy. Piracy! This video is basically going to be talking about the pros and cons of pirating softwares, preferably Sony Vegas and Photoshop, which in my opinion, more people have pirated those softwares instead of buying them. Now before you shout, hypocrite, 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 hypocrite! This video isn't too opinionated since my overall opinion on pirating is a bit weak, but I'll still explain my opinion at the end of the video of course. If you are more into opinionated videos, then sadly this isn't the one, so let's talk about pirating overall first. Before we go into the pros of pirating, we have to know what the definition of pirating is first. Software pirating by definition is the illegal copying, distribution, or use of software. So yes, pirating is illegal, and don't be surprised or afraid by this. I'll explain why in the remainder of the video. The other two types of pirating in my opinion are movie pirating and game pirating. Both of them have also been frequently pirated non-stop by many people. Different websites are created and are dedicated to numerous hackers who continue to pirate items for free by using torrents and numerous other softwares to protect them against backlash from companies. And they work, believe it or not. Companies are 100% against pirating for reasons that I won't list in this video, but do make sense when it comes down to business. If people get crap for free, then businesses don't get any damn money. It makes sense that companies would be against pirating, but there are some good reasons behind pirating. So let's talk about the pros of it. The pros of pirating are pretty logical and pretty sensible if you think about it, considering the main pros that you don't have to pay any money for very expensive products from Sony Vegas, Photoshop, and many other softwares. You can also pirate a new software and try it out to see if it's worth spending your money or not. You don't have to go through limited trials and instead get a permanent trial for free. Pirating is also not a very hard process and anybody can easily search up a YouTube video and hundreds of videos come up on how to get shit for free. And websites even have instructions on how to use torrents when pirating stuff. You can also pirate movies, games, and softwares from very big companies that are either hated or have done something stupid in the past or recently. Although in my opinion this is really scummy and I wouldn't recommend doing it, but you can still sell illegal pirated copies for a couple of bucks and even be rich off of it. But then again, I would not recommend doing it, especially if what you're selling is a small indie game. Hey, don't worry, you won't get in trouble by the government anytime soon unless they legitimately scan your computer for any softwares you've pirated. So basically you're safe even if it's illegal. If internet providers do end up tracking your computer, then you can easily block them by using a VPN, which some websites even have for free. Also, I'm not endorsing pirating by the way, I'm just explaining the pros and the benefits of pirating. Now for the cons. The cons of pirating are a bit different and not too relevant, at least in my opinion. And most of these are effects that will happen rather than the cause. One very logical bad thing about pirating is that the pirated version of the software may not work as well as the original, and may even glitch out or crash a lot, probably because they were corrupted in the process. And many of these pirated versions are not always 100% trusted. A lot of them are actually anonymous, so you don't know if the files are malware, viruses, or dangerous trojans to destroy your computer. So if I were you, I would get pirated versions from more trusted websites or videos that have lots of views, since they have a bigger chance to be more trustworthy. Sometimes when you pirate movies, you may have to download passwords which are taken down most of the time, or download more files to decode the movie both visual and audio. But that's only for some movies, I believe. If you plan to pirate a game, then I highly recommend checking it out first and forming your own opinion about the game. Otherwise, you're basically just wasting your time.
So listen up, little fellows. If you want to learn how to play Animal Jam correctly, listen to my wisdoms, okay? I have many wisdoms.
Pirating can also not even give you the actual legitimate software you want. It could be some god-awful Sony Vegas knockoff that attempts to copy the look, but miserably fails. Another thing that's bad about pirating is that it hurts companies. That is, if you actually care about the company's profits instead of your own desires and uses. This also counts for indie games, by the way, and if you don't want to hurt the developer's source of income or screw them over, then don't pirate. Now before I conclude this video, I want to quickly share my opinion on this topic. Now on this point, I'll be discussing my overall opinion on pirating. Now my opinion is definitely not a good or bad question, and it's not that very simple, which is why this video isn't really opinionated. However, I think that pirating is only necessary if you know that you're going to use the software 24/7 for YouTube, GFX, editing, and etc. If you don't use the software that much, or if you barely even use it at all, then just pay up and buy it instead if you don't rely on it. If you're also a rich bastard, then why don't you pay for it unless you don't have enough money like I do? And if you like the company and what they do, for example Nintendo, then you should buy their games and support them instead of getting them for free. Because to me, pirating doesn't really matter to me as much as it does to companies. Especially for indie games, since I think that they're more affected by pirating than companies. But at the same time, we don't want to empty our pockets and we want free shit, of course. So really, I support pirating only if you rely on the software. Does that make it moral? In my opinion, no. But it is an interesting idea that people do, and it's even a legal loophole sometimes. But when it comes down between a huge business and one person, there is no win-win. It's a win-lose. But to be honest, that's really the least of my problem and many other people's problems as well. But anyway, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and my Twitter and Discord are also in the description as well, and I'm active on both. I also allowed one of my friends, SuperHydrow, to also make a video on this topic. And we do share the same opinion on pirating after all. If you want a full opinionated video, then I'll have his video linked in the description. I'm also going to be making a new project, and I also posted a poll about it on Twitter, which I'll also link as well. So you may see some filler videos, not shit posts, here and there while I work on the project. But for now, see you in the next one.